Seem like everybody watch the House of Consciousness. Got them tuning in here in the States to every continent. You got your holy book, your references and documents. Then hit your brother's sign, get it cracking if you're confident. Sonetta TV, it don't get no more reality. It's helping us stay mindful of the struggle in totality. Humble yourself and let the commentary resonate. Living in these times, this here is sure to help you elevate.
In a new zone. Hope the dialogue ain't too strong. Y'all know that we've been waiting too long.
And ever since I stepped into this paradigm, most of the time all I got is building on my
TV
mind.
is a black throne, where kings and queens come get their facts on. Just be prepared to have your mind blown.
And ever since I stepped into this paradigm, most of the time all I got is freedom on my mind. For real, for real.
Peace and Black Power family, welcome to another Sonetta TV House of Consciousness production. The return of Minister Inky. Sonetta TV studio. Now family, this is a powerful lecture. I mean, the brother's dealing with health, nutrition, and he's showing and proving that the white man is the devil. So, I mean, what greater time to do a lecture like this on the Elijah Muhammad's birthday, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad birthday, family. You see what I'm saying? Now, the return of the God bodies. That's what this lecture is all about. The return of the God bodies, Minister Inky. Let's get it in.
Sonetta TV in conjunction with the Amber Institute. We are here getting ready to put that work in. We all know what the day is. If you are on your job, if you're doing the consciousness, you know what today is. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad's Earth Day or birthday. You know what I'm talking about. I had Brother Minister Inky woke me up this morning. He's a brother Sa. You know what the day is. Get up. How you gonna forget? I'm on my way. I was like, damn, I was knocked out snoring, you know what I'm saying? So the brother called me early in the morning and told me, how you gonna forget? Get your ass up. Let's get this in. So the brother here, he made it here. And I turn you over to Brother Minister Inky.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
That goes right in.
Okay, all right, I like this. All right, well.
You want the light or you want to take the light out?
Yeah, we could leave the light.
Okay.
The light is wavy. Now that we got our little glare and static and our situation straight. Here's the thing. Let me say this. I had about 4 hours planned for you. So what I'm gonna do is because it is a weekday, so I do want to be respectful of, if not just your household, but Sonetta's household. He gotta get his babies ready and stuff for the next day. So, all right, so today's lecture presentation, obviously the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but I coupled with him Father Allah, okay, and Nat Turner. All right, so if you know anything about Nat Turner, you know he led the slave rebellions. You also know that after he was killed, his DNA, his genes, his body parts were stolen. They examined him and they found some things, and that led them on a witch hunt to execute. It's almost biblical. Anybody that popped up with these rebellious genes, and they still are looking for these things and finding these things, and you can Google search them. If I don't get to pull up the info and show it to you, all right. Clarence the 13X, Father Allah. I love him very much because what he did was he took his foundation from the nation, foundation from the nation. Don't steal that. But he took his foundation from the nation and he took it to the streets, where my older cousins and older people from my neighborhood were able to get it, and then it got down to me. Okay? So today's lecture is entitled The White Devil and the Return of the God Body. Yes, polite. The White Devil. Okay? So, briefly, real quick, this is the flyer, but it's also the title. But I want you to look up into the corners here. You see Francis Cress Welsing and William Shockley. All right. Hopefully we have a chance to get a little bit more in depth into this guy and where his madness came from. All right. Because we want to walk through this. I don't want to just give you shock jock entertainment where I show you a bunch of crazy stuff. I want to give you some science along with this so you can understand what we're dealing with. All right. So quickly, a lot of people don't know this guy. This is a European depiction of a black Haitian, the black Haitian that founded Chicago. This is why a lot of things are tested in Chicago, because Europeans still, to this very moment, have a burning desire to light Haitians on fire, because Haitians are the only ones to ever whoop their ass in open court, and the whole globe knows that. Okay? This man left Haiti, went to Chicago, founded Chicago. So Chicago is a Haitian city. All right? A Haitian city. Just to put that in place in your mind. All right? This little green monkey, this is very important for you to understand this science. All right? The green monkeys have black faces. So when you look at a lot of the experimental things being done, they're using this green monkey because they think or they're trying to associate some of the things they glean from these green monkeys to Africans. And if you remember the original story of HIV, that's where they told us the HIV came from. All right? Africans, black people having sex with green monkeys. All right? Now, hopefully, as we get through the presentation, we'll see who came from and has sex with monkeys. All right? That is not a black characteristic. Neither are these fangs right here. All right? This is cannibalism. This is for bloodsuckers and flesh eaters. All right? We do not see that in Africans. All right? HIV and homing. All right? We're not going to go too deep into the white blood cells. I've done that other places, so because of time, we will skip it. All right? Now, this is a small report. I've shown this before. This just shows scientifically to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that pure Africans, men and women, always have a lower white blood cell count at birth. All right, so it's abnormal for Africans to have the same amount of white blood cells as white folks. All right, that's one of the things that makes them white folks. All right, a vampire, mythological being who subsists by feeding on the life essence of living creatures, generally in the form of blood. Zombie, a living corpse, undead, or living dead. Now, we've been led to believe that these are fantasies, fables, and myths of fantasy, untrue. Okay, I will show you beyond a shadow of a doubt that these are not only true, but we are being converted and transformed and mutated into vampires, cannibals, and zombies ourselves. Now, as a young man, I saw The Serpent and the Rainbow along with a lot of other people, and I didn't really understand the science there. But again, and I'm Haitian, so trust me when I tell you it goes much deeper than what I can even put into words. But it always goes back to my little tiny island of Haiti, right? So what happened was the Europeans set out based on a Harvard ethnobotanist, killing me, Wade Davis, presented a pharmacological case for zombies. He proved that zombies are real and that zombies can be induced. All right? So, skip you right down. TTX is an ammonia compound. All right? So, if you listen to a lot of the information that I've been putting out there to you, it is to lower the amount of ammonia being produced in your body, because that is not an African trait. That is a European trait. That's why they have an ammonia transport system, because they have developed from yeast and rhesus monkeys. Yeast and rhesus monkeys are the only two organisms natural on the planet Earth to have an ammonia transport system. In every other living creature on this planet, ammonia serves as a toxin. Okay? So Wade Davis, with his Harvard money, went down to Haiti, and they proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that tetrodotoxin, a powerful and frequently fatal neurotoxin found in the flesh of pufferfish, okay, can, all right, when combined with datura and some other ammonia-based compounds or nitrogen-based compounds, can create a zombie-like state. Now, why is that important? Because all of us are on a nitrogen-based diet. All of your meats release high amounts of nitrogen in your system. Most of the produce releases high amounts of nitrogen in your system. That's why I have to take my people off of things that we traditionally were raised to think were healthy, like spinach. Okay, spinach is a killer, all right? Not to be mixed with callaloo. Okay, callaloo is awesome, but spinach has to go. Broccoli has to go. Chickpeas have to go. cabbage is awesome, every color. Cabbage is awesome, every color. The green, the purple, super high. In fact, because we have cabbage, there's no reason to even deal with broccoli. We don't even need that because that's a part of the cruciferous, that whole family of vegetables, but we don't need the broccoli. We can get the same nutrition and better out of the cabbages. All right. Fluorine. This is important, though. These are gases that are destroying us. Fluorine replaces hydrogen atoms throughout the body. All right. Fluorine replaces hydrogen atoms throughout the body. All right. Fluorine replaces hydrogen atoms throughout the body. This will dehydrate your body and cause you to go through wasting. That's a problem that AIDS patients, cancer patients, etc. have. A lot of people smoke a lot of weed, look like they're wasting away from the inside out. They can't put no weight on. All right. But this is caused by fluorine, which fluoride is a derivative of. All right. In the blood plasma, it's 10 times more hydrophilic. So not only will it replace the hydrogen circulating throughout the body, but it'll replace the hydrogen in your fat cells, causing them to get 10 times as large. So a lot of people in America are fat and cannot lose the weight because they are filled with fluorine. All right. Their body's filled with fluorine. And if you're on any of these medications, you're getting almost 100% fluorine in there. Anesthetics, antacids, everybody. Your stomach ache, Pepto-Bismol and all that. Antibiotics. These are fluoroquinolones, fluoro. So you see the prefix there, fluorine, okay? All antibiotics, most of them, fluorine-based. Antidepressants, antihistamines. My asthma people, my eczema people. Antiepileptics, my cholesterol people. Anti-malarials, anti-metabolites. Chemotherapy. Wait a minute. Chemotherapy? So hold on. Anybody taking anesthetics, antacids, antibiotics, antidepressants, antihistamines, antiepileptics, antimalarials, appetite suppressants, arthritis drugs, psychotropic drugs, synthetic steroids, synthetic anti-inflammatories, Lipitor, Prevacid, Seretide, Prozac, Luvox, Sustiva, Lariam, Celebrex, table salt, tap water, and all packaged meat. These are all soft forms of chemotherapy. All right. All of these are soft forms of chemotherapy. All right. I just got to put it out there for you. We in fast mode, so I don't have time to play with you. All right. Signs of biological death. All right. In order for us to return to our pristine state of health, we have to be able to recognize these signs before they turn into commercial entities that white folks can profit off. All right. Loss of breath. All right. Asthma, bronchitis, pneumonia, pulmonary disease. All right. These are the beginning stages that set the groundwork for your body to start to mutate and turn into something foreign. All right. So here we have Momatomics. Momatomics is a solution. As I'm pointing out problems, I'll be pointing out solutions to get oxygen directly to your cells. Cardiac arrest, stroke, which I'm a victim of, high blood pressure. Almost 90% of black folks over 25 in America have this problem. Heart attacks, congestive heart failure. I'm seeing this like Jordan's right now. Arrhythmia, fatty liver, hepatitis, cirrhosis. This is how the life force that you have circulating in the body diminishes. So if you look at the 7 signs of biological death, and these are in textbooks, these are taught in medical school, all this stuff, you will see that it's also a process that lightens your body's defenses so that your genes can be changed, so that you can be mutated into something else. There's something going on that you're not aware of. You're being changed into a different type of creature. All right? Pallor mortis. All right? This is where we start to lose the skin tone. And when we lose the skin, we're losing the electricity in the body. So we're dealing with eczema, hives, discoid lupus, allergies, vitiligo. All of these things are attacking the melanin in the adult stem cells, and it's very similar. In fact, the first time that I presented on this subject right here, not even the whole thing, just talking about this, pallor mortis, I told people that the skin attack was coming, and now it's here. Ebola. Okay? If you look at the Ebola, it is a straight attack on melanin. All you have to do is look at the pictures on all of the people that are dying from it, and you'll see the skin lesions. They call it a hemorrhagic fever. If that was the case, and it was just a straight hemorrhagic fever, anybody that got it, just blood bust out of their body. The 2 white guys that initiated the epidemic or the pandemic in Africa would have had the same results. Okay? But the 2 white guys got it. They jumped on a plane. They chilling, drinking Pepsis, eating McDonald's on their way over to Atlanta. Meanwhile, before they even jump off the plane, people in Africa was falling down. Why? Because the different biology has a different, will determine the pathology of the virus and how effective it is. So all viruses usually attack either your red blood cells or your melanocytes, sometimes both. So when you're dealing with something that's attacking the skin like that, you know that's attacking the keratinocytes, which are the target of the melanocytes or your melanin carriers. So that's what you're looking at when you're looking at Ebola. Now, magnet for cardiac arrest, all right, for the heart, for the liver. Magnet again for the skin, because it's magnesium that actually protects the nerve cells, the neurons, and the melanocytes. All right. Problem: if you're not getting the right type of magnesium and it's not layered properly, it's not going to function in your body. Okay. You have to know the difference between mineral types. So a lot of people getting hype about monatomic minerals. Monatomic minerals organize the flow of energy. All right. But that's not all you need. You're going to waste your money if you think that way. All right. A lot of people are excited about colloidal minerals. Colloidal minerals are cool. They will allow your body to hold a charge, but they don't possess a charge. All right. Ionic minerals will allow your body, ionic minerals actually carry a charge, but they're not going to have your body hold the charge. So you actually need all 3 types to be effective. So you need colloidal, ionic, and you need monatomic. Because
what does this have to do with the white man being the devil and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad? So I know you leading up to something. So I want to ask them so that people could be patient. What does this have to do with that?
It's coming. They know how I work. I got to lay the groundwork. So I want y'all to see what's going on, because this is how you're being transformed into a white man, which is a monster, a devil. Always has been, always will be. In fact, when your ancestors seen him, that's the only name they had for him. That's the only name they had for him. So trust me, I'm not coming at my brother Polite in a disrespectful way, but I do have to re-educate the people, because a lot of them have lost it. The white man is the devil. And if you're in a ring fighting somebody and you don't know who you're fighting, you're going to get punched from every side. That's how Floyd looked so terrible against McDonough the first time. McDonough was punching him in the back of the head, on top of the head. Floyd ain't know what to do. Punches coming from everywhere, kicking him in the nuts, all kinds. So you got to know who your enemy is. And it's important that we know that from the beginning of time, we have never called them anything else. So we'll show up some of their ancient names. We'll put them all up there if we have time. So number 4, livor mortis. All right. This is the blood, blue bloods. All right. Blue bloods, porphyria, hemophilia. All right. These are all known. These are both known as vampire's disease, porphyria and hemophilia. So the white man has incorporated his savagery into his institutions so that it looks more civil and civilized, so that he can look like a sick African, but he's not. He's a healthy cannibal. He's not a sick African. He's a healthy cannibal. All right. Clotting issues, rouleau, feet swelling. A lot of us, a lot of black folks deal with feet swelling issues because we put a lot of alcohol in our body. All right. So don't think if you drink liquor for 10, 15, 20 years that when you stop drinking, it's cool, it's over. No, you're still going to have some issues. Loss of your peristaltic function, the AV node atrophy. Your AV node is the guy inside your heart, all right, that keeps the beat. Your AV node is very important, all right. The aura, which is your mind. People start to lose their memory, all right. They're starting to lose their memory at this point. The abundance of free radicals or positive ions, all right. Now, that's what makes your blood turn blue. When your blood is red, all right, that means there's an abundance of negative ions in it. There's an abundance of electrons in it. There's an abundance of oxygen in it. When the blood turns blue, livor mortis, all right, when the blood turns blue, then the skin follows the blood and starts to turn. There's no oxygen, all right? There's an abundance of positive ions, and there's an abundance of free radicals, okay? Fusion is the solution, all right? That's almost a rhyme, all right? Because fusion boosts the body's electricity, pushes those electrons in, pushes that blue out, gets that Doppler effect to even the Doppler effect, right? Everything is related. As above, so below. They tell you in the cosmos, when you see blue light, that means that the light is moving away from you or the energy is leaving. And when you see red light, the energy is moving towards you or coming into you, all right? Same thing in your body, all right? When the energy is gone, it's blue. When the energy is coming into your body, it's red, all right? Same thing with heat and cold. When the life force is leaving your body, you get a cold sensation. That's why cold is associated with blue. When life force is entering your body, like on a warm, sunny day, you feel warm. If somebody hugs you, you feel warm. Even if you're out in the cold, but two people hug, you guys will start to exchange heat, exchange energy. That energy coming into you creates a heat sensation, which is always associated with the heart, red, and love, because that's where the living essence is euphemistically thought to come from. All right, we know it comes from the lungs. So science has got a little bit, well, science has got a lot of study to do to catch up with the Amber Institute. It's fine though. Alga mortis, all right, that coldness. A lot of people got cold palms, all right. A lot of Europeans specifically have cold palms. A lot of people mixed have this, all right? People dealing with anemia, thyroid disease, hypothermia, thymus disease, chronic inflammation, high amounts of dyshemoglobins, all right? A lot of people don't know about dyshemoglobins. Dyshemoglobins are zombie red blood cells. So this is why I had to put that out there early on, because I say zombie, people think I'm playing. If I said zombie blood cells, people would think I'm just making up stuff. Oh, this is that pseudo science. No, all you have to do is look up dyshemoglobins. Those are zombie red blood cells. Those are red blood cells that are dead. They cannot hold a charge, but they will not leave the circulatory system like they're supposed to. They're just floating around and they're looking to usurp some energy from another cell. All right? Rigor mortis, the title of the tour, stiffening, all right? This is what inspired me to put this in ink and talk about how we're going to deal with this, because a lot of people that I deal with, they have some level of rigor mortis setting in, and do that and be that calcification anywhere in the body, all right? Anywhere in the body. If you haven't worked out, if you haven't exercised for 2 weeks, you have some very, very early stages of rigor mortis setting in. If you have arthritis, you have some advanced gout, plaque buildup, asphyxia, hypoxia, magnesium deficiency. All of these things are talking about rigor mortis. And it's very important for you to understand that the muscles stiffen in rigor mortis due to lack of oxygen. And because black people have a much higher requirement of magnesium than everybody else, most of us are magnesium deficient. And we don't understand how that applies to lack of oxygen. When your cells respire, when your body goes through cellular respiration and it produces ATP, a lot of us, we're getting smart, we're starting to understand some stuff. So, okay, boom, it's ATP. Cool. When the cell produces ATP, it's actually magnesium that escorts the ATP into the muscle cell to be used. So if there's no magnesium, you can have all the ATP production you want, but your cells will never get it. So it's almost as if your body's not breathing because you don't have magnesium. Okay? So we have to get the magnesium in the body. Again, we go with magnet. All right? And if I'm going too fast, that's fine. Due to the technical difficulties, we collectively decided there will be a DVD, so you can catch the DVD, slow it down, and of course it's a part of the Rigor Mortis tour. So it'll be a part of the tour, and so will the entire presentation. So you'll have the DVD available, the presentation. You can break it down for yourself a little slower. Decomposition. All right, this is the 7th sign of biological death, decomposition. That is usually only thought about when you see the body in the casket or in the dirt coffin and the worms and stuff come out. But that is not the case. Most of us, 99% of us, especially if we eat meat, we are going through decomposition right now. That's why most of us, the face that you're wearing right now, the face that you look in the mirror with right now, your skin looks nothing like how it did in high school. It looks nothing like how it did in high school because it's going through decomposition because of what's happening on the inside. Everybody that wants to do a detox, I got to get these parasites out. I got to get these worms out. I got to get this fungus out, this parasites out. Those are the things creating decomposition from the inside out. If you go to the bathroom and when you take a number 2, we got to damn near remove the doors off the hinges and bust out all the windows, that is because you're going through decomposition from the inside out. When you go drop a load in the bathroom, I should be able to come right behind you and not smell it. People can't tell what I do in the bathroom when I come out. And that's the same for all of the vegans I know. They go in the bathroom. It takes them the same amount of time to do a doo-doo as it does a number 1. Okay, you're not in there all day. You're not cramping. You're not trying to do like a wrestling move to get it out. It come right out. Boom. Number 2, there's no smell to it because your body's not rotting from the inside out. That horrible smell, that sulfur, that methane, that comes from rotting flesh. And that's the gases that we're smelling. So, moving forward, these are the guys that create the decomposition in your body. I want you to get all these specifics. Protozoa, all right? One-cell organisms that live and multiply in the blood. Helminths, these are parasitic flatworms, fluke worms, tapeworms. These are the guys that we love to hate, right? What is good for this? Candida cleanse. What is a basic single herb that you can take that will help you out with some of this? Wormwood. Wormwood will help you out with the helminths. All right? Wormwood will help you out with that. So just that alone, that one herb alone, okay? Wormwood for helminths. That's worth your little... matter of fact, you can turn off your computer and go, you're done. You got your money's worth already. Because you could build around that, especially if you have the Black Genetics Book 1. You could build around that, create a formula, and sell it yourself. Ectoparasites, all right? Ectoparasites. I've never heard ecto anywhere besides Ghostbusters. So just put that in the back of your mind. Ectoparasites. These are little bad guys that get in your body, take over, and drive you crazy. Similar to what I've seen in Ghostbusters. Ticks, fleas, lice, mites that live on the surface of a human host or attach and burrow into the skin, a.k.a. keratinocytes, right? Okay. And your white blood cells. All right, so this is your crew that's eating you from the inside out. This is your crew that's eating you from the inside out. And it's important later on. So, take all that info, put it in your mental Rolodex, sit on that for a few. The God body. This is where we're trying to get back to, and this is why everybody's so jealous of you. This is very important right here. This one little picture. This one picture right here from off the Temple of Dendera. This is where Europeans have gotten all their technology. This remote that I'm using, the computers that we were trying to fix, the projectors, the flat screen TV, the cameras, the video cameras, all of that came from this technology right here. Can I get a little bit more? Okay. Now, what you see here really, really specifically is these serpents, right? Inside of the tube. These serpents are the same serpents that you see intertwined on the caduceus thing, right? You know that? What the modern medical people use for the medical AMA? All right. Correct. These serpents originally, and still do, if you understand the science, represent life force. Okay? Your body's electric. These serpents represented electrons and their movement of electricity. All right. So this is the same electricity that animates the body. They understood this thousands of years ago. Thousands of years ago. These are electron tubes. All right. This is an electron tube. This is an electron tube. It's also called a cathode ray tube. This is what's inside your TVs. This is what allowed them to make the microprocessors, semiconductors, etc., etc. Now, the reason I showed you William Shockley earlier is because William Shockley got a Nobel Peace Prize for this. How did William Shockley get a Nobel Peace Prize for something that was in the pyramids thousands of years ago? How did he do that? Because they took this, and this is what they do. They sit on our science until they break it down, till someone makes a breakthrough and figures out what we have already done, and they give him the credit for inventing it instead of reinterpreting it. Okay? Now, what they did was they found out specifically that copper, okay, because there's a lot of science in, on, and around this. This is a whole temple, all right? So they found out that copper, right? Copper was a semiconductor. Now, you might say, well, what's a semiconductor? What's the difference between a semiconductor and a conductor? A conductor only conducts electrons. A semiconductor conducts not only electrons, but black spaces in between that later they will find out were black holes. Now, why is that important? Because your skin is made out of that same copper, that same semiconductor. Not only is your skin made out of this copper, but this copper has a very, very big effect on your health. And it's very important because 100% of the American population of black people are copper deficient. And I would extend that to the African population, the Haitian population, and any black or brown type 5 or type 6 melanated people around the planet that live under white folks. They're going to make sure you are copper deficient, because copper is your key. All right. Copper is what your parathyroid, your thyroid, and your thymus use along with iodine to make their hormones. All right. If they don't make those hormones, your body will not be able to alkalize itself. So it doesn't matter what formulas you get from me, Dr. Sebi, Jehudi, etc., etc. If your thymus and your thyroid and your parathyroid are not functioning as what you put in it to alkalize it. If your thyroid, your thymus, and your parathyroid glands, in fact, black people have a different number of parathyroid glands than everybody else on this planet. Most people on this planet have 2 to 4 parathyroid glands. We have anywhere from 6 to 10. 6 to 10 because our electrical potential is so high. All right? So these glands right here in this area of the body are responsible for keeping the body's defenses. Defenses. That's your thyroid, parathyroid, and your thymus. And that's why white folks will take that right on out in a heartbeat. Oh, let me get that. It's not functioning. Let me take that up out of you. He ain't going to tell you to get some sea vegetables. He ain't going to tell you to go to the Amber Institute. He's just going to take that up out you. All right? Because your body is rendered unprotected from that point. All right? High voltage energy source. We have that as the sun. All right? Our body is a vacuum tube. It is a vacuum tube, meaning it is a closed off space. This is why it's very dangerous for you to allow doctors to prick you, to keep puncturing your body, because it changes the internal pressure. We have a lot more pressure in our body than just blood pressure. We have oncotic pressure, which is very important to our health. The blood pressure that most doctors talk about is only the pressure that your blood exerts on the tissues to push toxins out. So if you have high blood pressure, what is that telling you? If you just understand what that blood pressure is, that means that your body has an excessively high amount of toxins that it's trying to push out, which is why the pressure is so high. Then you have your oncotic pressure, which is the pressure that your blood plasma exerts on your circulatory system to push nutrients in. They never talk to you about that. They never tell you if that pressure's high, low, or adequate, because they don't want you to know about the process for nutrients to go in the system. All right? So, again, your skeleton, all right? Your skeleton is a cathode. It's a cathode. So now I'm showing you how this science right here, all right, from the Temple of Dendera is actually not just the science of the technology we use, because all of our technology was in tune with the planet's needs, and our needs. We functioned as one. But this is also the science of your body. This is also the science of your body. All right? The science of your body. So understanding this, they have broken you down and outsourced your best and made sure they keep you at your worst. All right? But this is all we are looking at. When you're looking at the God body, you're looking at a semiconductor, a cathode system, which is either calcium or strontium. Strontium is much stronger than calcium. In fact, if you start eating foods and taking supplements with strontium in it, it will replace the calcium in your body and make your bones much more dense than they already are. Now, just to take it to a whole nother level, your bones are already much more dense than white folks. White folks knows this. You can ask any x-ray technician, any doctor or nurse, anybody that works in the hospital close to the x-ray floor. Ask them if they have multiple settings, one for white folks, one for black folks. When white folks go get an x-ray, they get a real light dosage of electrons bombarding their body because their bones are so fragile. All right? If you put a black person in after you take a white person off the x-ray and you leave the setting the same and don't change it, you won't even get a reading on the x-ray. They have to turn that joint way up just to get a picture from black folks because the bone levels are so different. All right? And that's if we're all on calcium. All right? That's if we're all on calcium and we live in an acidic environment. And acid leaches calcium from the bones. So at our best, we really not even close to anything like these European monsters. All right? So this is the object of the game, though. All right? To get our body back here. The God body is a vacuum tube. So when you hear about the what came down to us as halos or like the glow and all that kind of stuff, that's nothing but excess negative ions being released from the hair, and it gives you a light little glow. And you, under Kirlian photography, you can still see that now. So it's just a matter of stepping that up and making it bright, so you don't need anything special to see it. You can see it with the naked eye. All right? The Black Eugenicists International today is a new organization I started so that we have a pool of global researchers researching our genetics, and we don't have to count on white folks. Very simple. All right? Protons, neutrons, and electrons are particle aspects of waves. All right? So this is the Black Eugenicists International today philosophy. All right? We kind of part from modern science here. All right? Because we don't believe in the duality. We don't believe in particles and waves. We believe that the particles are aspects of the waves. With the exception of the electron, these are carrier waves for smaller frequencies. Electrons, photons, quarks, etc. are smaller frequencies that embed themselves in larger waves. All right? UVA, UVB, UVC all come from the sun. And this is important. We're talking about your electromagnetic spectrum. All right? And I know some people they're going to be like, oh my God, what is this nigga talking about? It sounds like Russian. It's too sciencey. That's fine. Go back to sleep. Smart folks tonight. UVA, UVB, UVC come from the sun. X-rays and gamma rays come from atoms. All right? That's very important to know. X-rays and gamma rays come from atoms. Electrons specifically emit X-rays. All right? This is what your X-ray machine is. This is what I'm just explaining to you. This is why black people have to be bombarded with way more electrons to get an X-ray, to get a picture, than Europeans. All right? Nuclei emit gamma rays. All right? Nuclei, the nuclei inside your atom, nuclei inside your cell. Gamma rays. All right? A vacuum tube, which is used for all modern technology, can emit all forms of radiation. All forms of radiation. A vacuum tube, which is used for modern technology, can emit all forms of radiation. So now, with this in mind, I'm going to go deeper when we get to the end of this and show you the actual pathology in the cell for this production of light and radiation. All right? Now, what was the global disturbance that took place 6,000 years ago? Now, again, because of time, we have to cut some stuff. Every single civilization on this planet documented a global disturbance about 6,000 years ago. All right? What was that disturbance scientifically? Scientifically, a new allele, all right? An allele is a specific gene, all right? So a new allele of ASPM appeared sometime between 14,000 and 500 years ago, all right? Average about 6,000 years ago, all right? The new allele has a frequency of about 50% in Middle Eastern and European folks, all right? Middle Eastern is Arabs, all right? Arabs, all right? So Arabs and Europeans is about 50% of them have it, 1 and 2. It is less frequent in East Asia and has a very low frequency among sub-Saharan African populations, all right? So what does that mean? That means if you take all the mixing that we have done out in the last 6,000 years, that means that this new allele would only be in Middle Eastern and European peoples. All right? It'll only be in the Middle Eastern and European peoples. All right? The mean estimated age of the ASPM allele of 6,000 years ago, we're just going to round it to 6,000, roughly correlates with the development of written language, spread of agriculture, and development of cities. Now, we can stop right there. Whose cities developed 6,000 years ago? Whose written language developed 6,000 years ago? Who just learned how to eat vegetables 6,000 years ago? That's not sub-Saharan Africans. That's these Middle Eastern and Europeans. Okay? So now we have to get a little bit deeper into what this is, the ASPM allele. Okay, what is the ASPM allele? Okay? Testing the IQ of those with the new and those without the new has shown no difference in average IQ. Cool. Okay. Let's find out what this is. All right. Well, it doesn't show. I'll tell you. This is in my mind. What the ASPM gene does is it produces a protein that grows your brain, A, but B, more important than A, it allows you to articulate. Okay, let me go back here. This means before 6,000 years ago, before these people got this gene, they could not articulate. All they could do right? They couldn't articulate. Okay? So this is important for you to know scientifically. It's not me just saying the white man is a caveman, is Neanderthal. No. Scientifically, I'm showing you. It was impossible for them to speak, so there was no reason for them to write because they couldn't speak. They couldn't have a language outside of rough grunts and their basic needs because they didn't have the brain capacity. They didn't have the brain capacity. This is important. And why I have protein folding here is because it's important for you to scientifically understand that, and I'm not going to go too deep into it, but protein folding is mediated by electricity. This is an electrical process. And electricity in the body is governed by melanin. Okay? So you don't even get new proteins to develop in your body until you reach an electrical threshold. New genes aren't turned on until you reach an electrical threshold. All right? This is why they were biting, eating, and sucking your blood. This is why they were biting, eating, and sucking your blood, because the original Caucasian couldn't even come down out of the caves and the mountains in the daytime. He could only come out at night. Okay? So he had to get what was swimming around in your bloodstream that would enable him to come on out in the daytime and become a day walker. All right? So this is where the obsession with brain size comes from. Okay? This is common sense. All right? Just like your mama probably told you, boy, get your feet down out that chair. Stop acting like you ain't never had nothing. Right? Because the only people that get really excited about a thing are the people that never had it. See, if you always had it, then it's regular. You used to it. You about to throw it. You can tell white folks was excited about getting some brains because, wait a minute, getting some brains. All right, I'm sorry about that. I get excited too. I mean, I got 8 children. What do you expect from a guy with 8 children? The herbs are working. That's all I can say. But no, so they're incredibly excited about getting some brain growth to the point where they got beside themselves, came out with this whole book and scientific baloney about how their brains were larger than ours, and because of that, they had more intellect and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Absolutely incorrect. And this is why Frances Cress Welsing, and this is, you can read this information. That's why I have the bell curve here. That's right. Look this up. You are not conscious if you have not seen this debate. If you think you are conscious and you have not seen this debate, you're fooling yourself. And if you are a lecturer, a teacher, and you have not seen this debate, shoot yourself. Shoot yourself. Not only are you not serious, but you don't know your craft, and you don't even know the people that came before you, and you don't know the battles that took place on a real international level, because this got international attention. This is serious right here. And nobody stepped up to the plate. Where was all our black men? They wrote these books. This is a national bestseller, The Bell Curve. They have institutionalized their hatred for you. Institutionalized it and called you monkeys. Said that you came from monkeys. You was the savage. That's why it was okay to enslave you. That's why I started the very first slide off. And I know people was like, well, damn, what is Dred Scott doing on the okay, that's why Dred Scott was there. Because the Constitution to this goddamn day says that you're not even a real human. And I got people online trying to debate me about, do we come from monkeys or not? Where you get that ideology from? That's here. Written in the Bell Curve by these guys. William Shockley.
So you know they passing them books down to their students?
Correct.
We got to get their students and debate their ass on that. The Bell Curve.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, and the Bell Curve Part 2 is out.
Oh, man.
The Bell Curve Part 2 is out. I was going to put it in the debate, but I mean in the presentation, but I said, you know what? They're not even here yet. But the Bell Curve 2 is up. So go on your Amazon, go on your Google, and look it up. Get these books. Find out what makes Justin Bieber want to kill just one more nigga. And I got the video just in case y'all didn't see it.
Hold up, I didn't see that. What's going on?
Justin Bieber he got a song. Oh my God.
Nah,
you gonna make me. Oh
Get
man.
the mic, because you got to talk into the mic.
Okay.
Yeah, show that. You got to show
All
that,
right.
man.
All right. Advertising and marketing to the black community, because the black community thinks that when you commit crime that you're a part of the community. Oh, yo, he smoked weed. He must be black. Oh, shit. He got locked up. He must be black. Damn, he went to jail for peeing in the mall. He down with us. No. That's not down with us. That's not down with me. That's not my culture. Ignorant shit. Why do you do ignorant shit? That mean you black. See? You're confused. And it's not him that's confused because he's making the money because you're accepting him off his behavior. You're confused. Hopefully this unconfuse y'all niggas.
There'll never be one less lonely Nick. One less lonely Nick. One less lonely Nick. There's gonna be one less Nick. If I kill you, I'll be part of the KKK. Then there'll be one less lonely Nick. There'll never be one less lonely Nick. One less lonely Nick. One less lonely Nick. There's gonna be one less Nick. If I kill you, I'll be part of the KKK. Then there'll be one less lonely Nick. There'll never be one less lonely Nick. One less lonely Nick.
Now watch. Now wait, hold on, Si. Because when they showed that, a lot of people was like, oh, well, nah, he was young. So, you know, he learned. Now look at the older Justin Bieber.
Okay, I'm gonna turn it down.
Wait, let me find it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
And we're here.
Why are black people afraid of chainsaws?
Don't even say it. Don't say
Run, nigga, nigga, nigga.
Looks like his bad boy behavior dates back to his early days. And with friends like Floyd Mayweather, you know this didn't go over well with anyone. So of course.
So now.
Yeah, that's in his mind, man.
But that's because, and we might need that again because I got some more fire up in there on the you know, I came ready. But I mean, that's what these Europeans is teaching their babies. So now when we teaching our babies, oh, Justin Bieber's cool, or this new thing, diversity. Diversity. Is no other people on this damn planet teaching their children diversity. You know what diversity means? That means to lose your identity and follow after the cultures of everybody else. Chinese people is not teaching their children to be anything but Chinese. They're not teaching no goddamn diversity at home. They're teaching Chineseness. Okay? Germans are not teaching diversity. They're teaching Germanness. Okay? Europeans are teaching Switzerlandness, London Britishness. They're not teaching, hey, go out there and be no. No. Diversity is something that they look at as a sickness, a plague of modern society that happens to their wayward children. We, on the other hand, are listening to them and we're downloading that virus into our brains and our children's brains voluntarily. You're teaching your children to be open to homosexuality, open to, I mean, let me get back to these slides, Fab. Because I'll go crazy on this joint right here. Because hey, Francis Cress Welsing is the truth. That's my hero right there. All right. So this is where Europeans got their obsession with measuring the brain. All right. So to go back to this global disturbance, the official name of the ASPM gene. All right. Abnormal spindle homolog microcephaly associated, etc., etc. What is the normal function of the ASPM gene? That's the important part. ASPM gene provides instructions for making a protein that is involved in cell division. This protein is found in cells and tissues throughout the body, etc., etc., which ultimately give rise to mature nerve cells. All right? So if you don't have the ASPM genes, you don't have mature neurons. All right? You cannot even think. You can't even think. So if you can't think and you can't speak, I don't even have to say if you can't think and you can't speak, because that scientifically to me sounds like a zombie. Just like I gave you the definition earlier. You can't think and you can't speak. All right? However, on this planet, what would we call that? Scientifically and historically, to be accurate, without injury, we would say a caveman or Neanderthal. Okay? And we see in plain black and white, those are only Arabs and Europeans. All right? And this is the actual location on your first chromosome of where the ASPM allele is, just in case there's any questions on that. All right? I like to make it super plain. All right? Now, this is the ASPM evolution chart. The evolution, all right? I do not believe in evolution. I know that evolution is fake. It is false, all right? Just the same as the opposing idea that is pushed by the Christian church. That is also fake and false. Egyptians taught horizontal gene transfer, which is what biologists and scientists deal with every day in laboratories. They don't deal with evolution or the biblical theory. They deal with horizontal gene transfer because they know. All right. And this is why I'm trying to get these things, these concepts familiar, because until you know what they know, you're always going to be at their disposal. All right. So this is to go even further. This is what they know that you don't know. This is what they know that you don't know. All right. Brain size. Brain size. Look at this guy over here. Look at the McKay. Look at the Mackay. This is where they came from. The Mackay, right here. This is where they came from, the Mackay. All right? And again, here you go. This is that sub-Saharan African. This is that chimpanzee, right? That Mackay, all right? This is where they came from. In fact, I'll show you where their chromosomes come from the chimpanzee. I'll show it to you, all right? So you can see it. Once you see it, nobody can change your mind, all right? Again, this is how the brains look cut, so you can see the width, all right? This is what they're looking at when they look at electrical activity in here. Look at your chimpanzee. All right, look at your rhesus monkey. Jesus Christ, look how small that rhesus monkey is over here in the right-hand corner. Okay, right here. I want y'all to make sure y'all see that. Look at that rhesus monkey brain compared to that. Huh? And look at it. And look at it. Look at that brain right there. Don't that look like the African mask we used to wear? Mm-hmm. Look at this. Hell yeah. The mouth, the nose, the eyes. Then you got the where we would have the Uraeus brow, and you got the afro, right? You even got the neck right there. All right? So now, when you see this, know that this is not exactly this. And it is this, but it's not that. It is, but it's not. It ain't, but it is. All right? This is what you're really looking at. All right? Melanin distribution. Melanin distribution. Your brain is electric. In order to get more electricity somewhere, you have to have a higher level of conduction. Period. You can't have more electrical activity without more electrical conductive material. All right? So this is where you come in. This is type 1 to 2 people on the melanin distribution list. Now, what is the melanin distribution list? Or how is melanin categorized all over the planet? You have type 1 to 2, which would be your Europeans. You have type 3, 4, which are your yellow, red folks. Then you have type 5 to 6, which is your brown and black people. All right? Of course, white folks made themselves number 1, even when it's negative. They're just obsessed that way. All right? Type 5 and 6 is brown and black. All right? And this is common sense if you understand electrical activity. You cannot put 10 watt wires and run 100 watts through 10 watt wires. Those wires will melt. So when you see a bigger brain, that means more electrical activity. That means more melanin. All right? That means more melanin. That's why Europeans have a much higher rate of Alzheimer's than we do, because the little black box in the middle of the brain right here. All right? And I love the name of it. The little black box in the middle of the brain is called the substantia nigra. Substantia nigra. When that black box gets empty of the melanin, the mind stops working. All right? Grand opening, grand closing.
And it absorbs more information.
Correct.
So you know we absorb more information.
Way more information. And at a faster rate, because the neurons fire faster. We build bigger neural networks, stronger neural networks, and denser because we have more neurons for dendrites. So now here's the Egyptian categorization of the different peoples of the planet. And this is very important for this. This is very important for this. Because ours always is counter to the European. So you always got to do that. We got to turn it backwards. Right? We got to flip it backwards, and then when you flip it backwards, you can see what's going on. Right? This is type 5. The black African. Okay, this was considered your brown people. All right? These were not the gods of old. These were not the 100% purebloods. All right? So we could debate that. That's a debate that's worth having. We can have that debate. Let's talk about that. That's a good conversation we need to have. All right? But these were not the gods or the pure bloods. All right? These were. This is your type 6. All right? Now, these are your Semites. 3, 4, your mixed folks, in the middle people. And, of course, our lovely Europeans. Smallest brain on the planet. Now, this is why you see the obsession with brain size. This is how a few thousand years later, when these people start to develop a little brain size, they get out of control, start writing books and taking measurements of everybody and getting crazy because they never had it before. See, we've always had this to the point where now our people are taking this for granted, and this is shrinking. This is shrinking because you stop producing ASPM genes when you stop learning new tasks to challenge your brain, all right? And high amounts of nitrogen, okay, on the brain can shut that down, especially in the form of glutamine, which sparks epileptic fits all the time. So the human starts as a piece of skin or tissue, all right? Starts as a piece of skin or tissue. That ball of melanin then becomes everything else. Now, why do I have that up there? And that's just one sentence on its own slide, because this is very important, and this is one of the biggest tricks that modern medicine has pulled on us, right? They make us think, and this is why I had to put out the thing and slap India Arie up, and everybody was like, hold on, minister, how is you attacking India Arie? That's a conscious sister. No. India Arie is not a conscious sister. She ain't never been a conscious sister, and she fooled y'all niggas from the jump. See, and this is what kills me, because people want to have their cake and eat it too, right? So they want to say that XYZ, or okay, let's say Jay-Z, for example. Jay-Z is down with the Illuminati because that's the only way you could get down this and that and release your album and blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. If Jay-Z's down with the Illuminati, hold on. All these other fake-ass conscious niggas with afros doing the Black Power shit is also down with Illuminati. They got to sign the contracts with the same people. They got to make the same deal to get on the same radio airwaves. Right. So when you hear somebody grabbing their crotch talking about, I'm balling, I just sold the kilo and boom, 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 and then the next song is, I am not my hair, I am not my skin, do not assume that that song is not just as damaging, if not more damaging, than the one that went off. Because I am not my hair, I am not my skin put a global virus into the minds of our sisters, who then put that same virus into the minds of our children. And so you've seen the birth of a huge mixed relationship, vitiligo explosion come right on the heels of us getting in our mind, yeah, our skin and hairs are not that important. We've been struggling in America for a long time. We're beyond that. We're all just people. We're just human. And
India Arie made a song like that?
that was her biggest song ever. And after that song, white folks stopped playing her.
And black people were singing it too, huh?
I am not my hair. I am not my skin. I am the soul that lives, something like that. I'm not my hair, I'm not my skin. I'm the soul that lives within. So basically, the hair and the skin is not important.
Of her skin and ashamed of her hair.
And
that's what she said.
And ignorant scientifically, because scientifically, every doctor knows that you are only your skin. There's nothing else.
True.
Everything starts with the skin. And I will show you. Right here. You come from an ectoderm, a mesoderm, and an endoderm. These are the first 3 layers of the zygote differentiation from the first 16 cells that come from your dad fertilizing your mom. Now, when you look, same thing as I said earlier. The beginning is a prefix. The second part is the root. The prefix is just letting you know the place, all right? Which part, just the section. Ecto, that's outside. Meso, that's the middle. Endo, that's the inside. Derm is skin. Derm is skin. So when you come with whatever, and I'll show you. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you all of the parts of the body that comes from these different layers. All right? But everything that differentiates from the ectoderm comes from the outside layer of melanin. Everything that comes from the mesoderm comes from the middle layer of melanin. Everything that comes from the endoderm comes from the inside layer of melanin. All right? So when we're talking about this information, the only thing that is out here is that. So now I got the specifics. I go even further. And I'm going to show you the next level for all of the black genetic students, what we have to do in order to get that body straight. We have to replace all these sulfurs with seleniums. And this is why I talked about selenium-based proteins that they're not teaching you when I was in Detroit, when I was in Chicago. All right?
Wife, you got a question?
Fire away. Sea vegetables for the iodine, and I usually recommend some like a supplement to get the copper up. So I have some good stuff. I know Hootie got some good stuff. There's a lot of good products on the market, but you want to get a natural sea vegetables like moss. But I don't want people to get stuck on moss, because a lot of times people say sea moss and then people only deal with that. You got sea moss, you got bladderwrack, you got chlorella, you got wakame, you got dulse. All of those things, kelp, all of those are high in iodine. And a lot of them are also high in copper. So you can knock out 2 birds with 1 stone by just bumping up your sea vegetable intake. So now when we look at the endo, and if y'all at home watching, y'all could call my phone with y'all questions, 770-231-4104. I think that's it. All right? That's not my real number. It's just temporary. I'm going back to the 404. Okay? It's just me and Apple, we at it right now. I'm under 1-year warranty. They're trying to get me to do a $90 insurance thing. I'm like, no. Y'all owe me a phone. So, so this goes into 8 o'clock. All right, so we won't go through all of them, but you'll have it in your slide presentation, etc., etc. And if you got the Black Genetics book, part 1, you have this page already. This is page 22 in the book. All right, but you don't have this. All this sulfur must be converted back to selenium. Okay, all this sulfur must be converted back to selenium in order for you to get healthy again. All right, you have to get rid of this sulfur lodged in your body. And if you notice, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places that sulfur has infiltrated your body. All right, 7 places that sulfur has infiltrated your body. All right, now let's go in even further. Back to this global disturbance 6,000 to 7,000 years ago. There is documented in every Western and non-Western account of history a major uncivilizing stage of regression. We got that. We talked about that. Here's the one thing we didn't talk about, and this is important: the Arab and European link. Okay, I have a huge problem with this. Okay, a lot of you black folks, especially the Muslims, okay, especially the Muslims, Arabs are not your brothers.
Gotta say that shit again.
Arabs are not your brothers, and you are not even a good Muslim if you don't know that. Because if you read the Quran, it tells you over and over, beware the pale Arabs. Beware of the pale Arab. Not befriend, beware. Okay? Be alert. Stand guard against. Watch your back, nigga. I mean, like, what got to go in the book for people to wake up? Don't be a fool. The Arab is only playing up cool with you because he's learned that for thousands of years. You're stupid. That's a weakness all black folks have. We like peace. We like fun. They're killing us with our weakness. The Arab only wants to wear your outfits and dress like you and yo, it's good, fam, and all that because he wants to sell you cigars, he wants to sell you porn, and he wants to have sex with your women. True. Period. But even if you was a real Muslim and you didn't believe me about the Arab connection to Europeans, you didn't believe me about any of that, just you being a good Muslim, you would know that Arabs are not Muslims. Because the Quran says that if you participate in sin, you have sinned just as much as the sinner. So there is no real Muslim that's going to sell pornography. There's no real Muslim that's going to sell pornography because he knows that goes against his creed. All right? So these Arabs are not only not your real brothers, they're not even real Muslims. They're Caucasians. They're Europeans. Period. They're the Europeans from the desert. The worst type of European. All right? And if you get the book, Mummies, Cannibals, and Vampires by Richard Sugg, that book would detail to you that the Arabs were the ones who dug up all of the Egyptian burial sites, all of the dead bodies and sold them to Caucasians to be used as medicinal supplements, meaning they ate your ancestors as medicine.
Tell them, don't forget who came to get you before the European got them.
That's right. The Arabs. That's right. The Arab. And no. And ate. And ate you. That's where I like to get it. They was eating niggas.
We see them doing now, beheading motherfuckers. What the hell they think they was doing to us?
That's it. But no. But they was beheading and then eating though.
Yes.
They eating the head and the body. Okay, you got to understand that. And the crazy thing is that's why you got to get that book. The hard copy is about $200-300, but the paperback is $65. Mummies, Cannibals, and Vampires by Richard Silk, because we were exported around the globe as a delicatessen to eat. And they have records. These were taxes. There was import and export on this.
What Jeffrey Dahmer say?
Oh, Jeffrey, let me get through this because I believe Jeffrey Dahmer might be in here.
He said he loved chasing black people.
Wait. But it's up here though, so if we get to the slide, I want people to see it.
Right.
Now here's another thing though. Here's the specifics. The Principality of Transylvania. All right, this is not out of a movie. This is real. All right, and I told y'all a year ago they was getting ready to make Dracula into a goddamn superhero, and they're gonna make y'all dumbass black folks buy Dracula shit for y'all children, and y'all gonna want to be Dracula, and Dracula is the goddamn devil. You look at this, Principality of Transylvania. All you gotta do is look this up. This is their family flag. This is real. This is their family flag, and this is their family crest. This is their family flag and family crest to show you that the original Arabs and Europeans, before they broke up to play games with you, like nightclubs do. So shooting at the club, that club opened up in 2 weeks, put a sign out front, said open with new owners. It's not new owners. It's the same old niggas. So they divided up to play a game with you so that you wouldn't know that they was together. Two ends against the middle. These are the same people. You look this up. Principality of Transylvania. Look up the family crest. Look up the family Transylvania flag. And the gay flag is that they are both letting you know that they are attacking your ancient traditions. They're both letting you know they're attacking your ancient traditions, and you would know that if you knew your ancient traditions. All right? You would know that. Go right to your Bible. The electromagnetic spectrum. That's what the rainbow is. But the rainbow is also the covenant God made with Noah. The covenant that God made with Noah that he wouldn't destroy the earth again. That he wouldn't destroy the earth again. So when you look, the covenant is that man is to refrain from eating blood. And what they got y'all on the diet. 100% blood.
Now that's in the Bible?
This is right in the Bible.
Hold up, read that part again. And what chapter? What verse?
Genesis chapter 9, verses 3 and 4. Man is to refrain from eating blood, the life of the flesh.
So how come the Hebrews are eating the goat?
That is a very good question. They don't do that after I come in contact with them.
They pass around the goat.
Well, if they want to do a ritual thing for a festival, that's allowed. But there are a large population of Hebrew Israelites that's vegetarian. You just got some that's not going all the way with it. Just like you got Christians and Muslims, they read, but they picking and choosing what they want to do, so they're not 100%. You can't be 100%, you skipping over. All right? You can't be 100% if you skipping this over. And whatever sheds man's blood, whether man or beast, must be put to death. Whatever sheds man's blood, whether man or beast, must be put to death. All right? So now, I'm just saying, white man been shedding our blood for a long time. I'm going to move on to the next sentence. The covenant is confirmed with Noah, his sons, and their descendants, all the animals on the ark, etc., etc. The earth will never be destroyed again. Anyway, so now, Some of us may say, oh, the Bible is fake. It was plagiarized from Kemet. Fine. If it's plagiarized or copied from Kemet, then that means that was the law in Kemet. And somebody else just came and copied it. So it's still your ancestors.
Go ahead.
Still your ancestors. So you can't get away from that by saying, oh, that's Kemet. Oh, okay. Yeah, nigga, well, they copied it from there, then it's the same. So why aren't you listening to the original? Because either way, you're not supposed to be. And I'm going to show you where they said it in Kemet. I'm going to show you. I got the slide for that too. All right? Nomad. Coming right after Noah. I got to come right with Nomad because Noah wandered in the flood looking around. And then you got this word nomad, which is where we get the Arabs from. Right? Look up nomaddictionary.com. Wandering groups in Arabia. Wandering groups in Arabia. All you got to do is look this stuff up. All you got to do is look it up. In West Asia, a new species of man, very different from anything anyone had ever seen, popped up. They called it devils or dead Asians. Devils or dead Asians. In fact, all these Negroes running around asking me, do I know the etymology of black? And when did black start? And when did we start doing this and that? Why y'all not looking up white folks, simp? Why y'all looking up black? Why y'all looking up black to degrade and challenge the title of black? And why we not doing that for white folks? Because there's no record of white folks being called anything but devils or dead Asians, zombies, vampires, or cannibals, savages, or barbarians by anybody on this planet besides white folks. There's no other group of people that came into contact with the original white folks and called them anything except devil, savage, or barbarian. You can't find it. I challenge you to find it. Challenge you to find it. Pull it up. Typhonians or the peoples of Set. Typhonians or the peoples of Set. These are the two earliest names that we used in Egypt for white folks as a group. Typhonians or the peoples of Set. Typhon was a monster created by the devils, and Set was the devil. The devil. So now when we go to the Greek story, okay, and we know that the Greek is retold stories from Egypt once again, all right, they tell you that in the War of the Gods, they created Typhoon, a monster, to win the war, all right, against the gods. So now, this right here, for me, was personally very telling because I see stories as mnemonic devices, all right? So what they're telling you is they use biological warfare against the gods, all right? Mankind, and they're still doing it. And when you look at Typhon, when you look at his body, when you look at this, this is an ancient depiction of this. This is a bacteriophage. This is how viruses and bacteria are transmitted. That's how this will work right here. In the wings right here, very simply, let's get a bigger up close look, all right? The wings right there, it just means it's airborne. Airborne. And we have to understand this. And this is why I'm pulling this together, because I need people to understand a lot of times that what seems to be just outside the realms of science sometimes is very scientific. That's what the wings symbolize. Now, that's two ways, all right? Viruses can be airborne by themselves, or they can be carried by mosquitoes. Mosquitoes, all right? Mosquitoes. This is very important for us to know because the type of insect that a mosquito, the family mosquitoes belong to a family of flies. A mosquito is a fly, all right? A mosquito is a fly. And why is that important? That is important because another reason, the devil is also known as the Lord of the Flies. The devil is also known as the Lord of the Flies. And 95% of all killer viruses are transmitted by flies. Mosquitoes are just the number one fly to transmit the viruses. But you got to understand this. Beelzebub, that's the devil. That's the lord of the flies. And I got so much I had so much slides, I had to almost separate them, and I might have to do a whole presentation on the red devil alone. Because we know red skin is really white folks. White folks are not white. They're not white. They're red. They're pink. They're pink. All right? So we have to understand this. When your grandmother tell you Beelzebub is the devil, just know that they're not ignorant. They just don't know the science behind what they're saying. But these are mnemonic devices. They knew that this is your devil. This is your demon. Okay? Go to Jamaica right now and ask the Jamaicans, how are they doing? Hawk from Black and Nobel, he just had a trip to Jamaica scheduled. He looked on the news and seen this chikungunya and canceled his trip. Because this shit tearing their ass up down there. Right now. Mosquitoes. They don't even know what to call it. They're calling it chikungunya.
So the mosquitoes are from the fly family?
Yes. The mosquitoes are from the fly family. It's very confusing how they play games with us like that. But mosquitoes are actually flies. And this is how all of the viruses are transmitted. Because they love shit.
Remember how they said a mosquito came all the way from Africa?
That's right.
Because I think it transported, it got on a boat or something like that, and it came all the way over here.
Right.
And got somebody, and they was talking about some other shit about...
Because that's what they do. They suck blood. These are little tiny vampires. They do the work of white folks. I mean devils.
Yeah, they are.
Now, check this out. Cannibalism. All right? I went into this in Ohio. But it's very important that I share this with you. Cannibalism. The practice of eating other animals. Let me show you now, since we got this established, that 95% of all killer viruses are transmitted by flies, namely mosquitoes, but also house flies, right? We got typhoon down. We got the nature, right? The nature and anatomy of a bacteriophage which houses viruses, which would be this guy, the nucleic acid right here. That's your virus right there, all right? We got that, okay? So we got that. Cannibalism, the act of eating other animals. This is what we do here in America. 2/3 of America is strictly used to raise cows, chickens, etc., other animals so that we can eat them. All right? 90% of our resources go to raising other animals on this planet so we can eat them. Now, what does that do for us in the U.S. alone? That also feeds these guys, the little demons that works for the devil. How does it do that? Because we produce 116,000 pounds per second of shit in the U.S. alone. Just the farm animals. 116,000 pounds per second. You know how much shit that is produced in the time that we've been talking? In the time we've been, that's per second. It's 60 seconds in a minute. Wait a minute. It's 60 seconds in a minute. So 60 times 100,000 is damn near what? 50 million or something crazy? So 50 million pounds of shit per minute? Huh? 150 billion gallons of methane gas comes out of that shit daily. That is 130 times the entire human population with no toilets. Now, that's not the human population in America. That's the entire 9 billion people on this planet. This is the animals, the farm animals that we eat. I want you to be clear and specific on this. The animals that we raise in the United States alone to eat produce 130 times the amount of shit that the whole global population of humans produces with no toilets. that is designed specifically to create massive, massive disease on this planet. Because all of this waste goes right into the ocean. All that waste goes right into the ocean, and that's what's destroying the ocean. The shit. That's what's destroying your ozone. Shit. That's what's destroying your lands, your drinkable water, and making them undrinkable. Shit. Not paper, not plastic. Shit. The fact that white folks are turning us into cannibals and we can't stop eating these other animals. Now I might show you if we get to it that we can't even stop eating each other. Because they done pass the animals and start feeding niggas. So now you can look here and see an example. All right? This is an example of with the fresh odor of dog feces. All right? The lantern stinkhorn, this is a type of fly. All right? I mean, this is a type of whatever this is. Attracts green flies to disperse its spores. So this is a fungus. Excuse me. I know exactly what this is. Lysurus mocusin. All right? White folks make up these weird names. But you can look it up. Okay? I'm sure you can see it clearly at home. You can smartphone it, Google it, etc. All right? Look it up. All right? This specific fungus releases the odor of feces just to attract flies to carry its spores around and implant those spores everywhere else. Okay? So do not think that if you outside in the summer and you got your little sandwich or your chips or your juice or your little Chinese or even your little vegan platter or your salad, whatever. If a fly lands on that shit for 1 second, that whole plate garbage. Because that 1 second that fly lands on your food, that shit is injecting hundreds and thousands and millions of spores and viruses all into your shit. So now you come along and do like that, and the fly off, and then you eat it, and then 3 months later you coming down with something, or 2 days later you coming down with something and you don't know where it came from. That's where it came from. That's where it came from. You got all them flies around your house with a little tape John collecting on it. That's where your illness is coming from. That's why it's hard to breathe in your house. Because your lungs is closing up because of the shit that's in the air. The mold spores. All right? These flies, these are not your friends. These insects are dangerous. All right? Health alert. Respiratory illness due to enterovirus 68 in Missouri.
Because when the fly be in here, I'll be having my window open and see my wife be like, get the fly. I'll be like, man, that's my buddy.
Because we lazy.
I said, yo, you don't want to kill God's creation, right?
Well, look, now we know that's not God's creation. I know that's right. What's going on, God? What's going on, God? You getting big, yo? You doing push-ups? You on the bar? I see it, though. Yeah. I see it, though. How can he do anything else with you as his pops?
He stay on the channels.
Oh, of course.
Stay getting the knowledge.
So wait. This is the new thing going on right here. And this stuff is all linked together. And I hope now it's finally coming together. Health alert. All right. We talked about the Jamaican mosquito virus. Now, the new thing. Enterovirus 68. This is...
Jamaican mosquito virus.
Yeah. This guy. Yeah. Chikungunya. And that's tearing their ass up in Jamaica. Now we got this guy. Enterovirus 68. Now, here's the fly thing about this. They telling everybody that this is a respiratory illness, blah, blah, blah. You know, the children came down with it. And you see the states. This is very important for you to see here. All these Midwestern states right here. These states are heavily populated with Europeans. So the 1,000 children that were hospitalized initially from this, majority of these were Europeans. Oh, yes, sir. The majority of these were Europeans. So why is that important? I'm going to tell you exactly why that's important. Because Europeans get uppity. They're not like black folks. They're not just going to go along with whatever you're saying. So, white folks gets crazy. You can't just tell them anything. Black folks, you tell us some BS, we just go home to the house and whisper to each other about it. White folks surround your business with signs cutting you off. That, no, bit, down with the... So they have to lie and tell them white folks something when 1,000 white children get sick out of the blue. So they say, oh, it's a respiratory illness. It's a respiratory illness. It's not a respiratory illness, though. It is a fecal disease. It is a fecal disease. And what happens is, it is a fecal disease that travels up to the lungs, lodges there, and causes problems. But you get the illness from the ingestion of shit. Ingestion of shit. So now the question is, how is it 1,000 children in the middle of America in middle school, and these are big teenagers, how is 1,000 children eating shit? How does that happen? Because they can't tell you that, because then they have to answer that question. So if they told you this was a fecal disease out the gate in the news, everybody say, well, how are these children eating shit? So no, they tell you it's a respiratory illness, because then you could just catch it out the air. All right? But that is not the case. Here you see the specifics. All right? Properties of rhino and enteroviruses. Rhinoviruses you get through the nose. Rhinoviruses are true respiratory, upper respiratory tract infections. You can see this. So the news teaches you one thing, but science teaches you something else, because here's what science tells you about enteroviruses. The gut. The gut. Transmission. Orophecal. Orophecal. Which means you have to eat some shit in order to get enterovirus 68. So that means when you see this, and you see all these children from the Midwest coming down with enterovirus 68, that means that they're somehow eating shit. They're somehow ingesting shit. So how are they doing that? Because it's legal to ingest shit. It's in all your foods. Now, who the hell would make it legal? Who would make it legal to eat shit? And I'm sorry, I got to ask you specifically. Come on, Brother Polite. Brother Polite. Let me get on every goddamn camera. Brother Polite. I'm asking you a question. Who would make it legal to eat shit? Only the devil. Only the devil, brother. Only the devil would legalize eating shit. Only the devil, brother. Only the devil. Only the devil. Only the devil. All right? And I love you. Just so we clear. We're just having a disagreement on is the white man the devil or not. Okay? This is Elijah Muhammad. So 364 days out the year, we could debate whether the white man is the devil. On Elijah Muhammad's birthday, which is October 7th, there's no question on who's the devil. Okay? There's no question on, is this a devilish activity? Making it legal to eat shit. Okay, well, even if it's legal to eat shit, ain't nobody gonna just eat shit though, right? No. You're correct. Polio, Coxsackie, A and B, okay, because everybody getting polio vaccines. Why are we getting polio vaccines if the only way to get polio is by eating shit? Why would we even need to get a vaccine for that? Because I have 8 children. And none, 8 children, and none, not one. And yes, I have different baby moms. I have 6 with one woman. I have different baby mothers. And why am I saying that? Because I have 8 children, different baby mamas, different gene pools, different habits. My children are all weighed. None of them, not one, has ever accidentally ingested shit. Never. I've never had a problem where they took off their diaper and started rubbing shit all on their face. Like, never. Never. You got a bunch of kids, son? Your children ever ate shit?
No.
Never, right?
Nope.
Never. Never. In fact, a part of potty training for me is when they shit on themselves, let them wear it. Because all my children naturally hate shit. You let them walk around with that diaper one day, it's over. Potty train tomorrow.
That's right.
Potty train tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So why are we getting vaccines for eating shit?
Damn.
Something going on with white folks. Something's going on with white folks. You see? 68 through 71. Okay? It's all the eat shit family. Yes. And Set is depicted as a white man. All right? Set was the lord of the red desert. All right? So you find two depictions for Set, red and white. All right? And he was the counter, the antithesis, the bad guy, the good guy and bad guy to Horus, the lord of the black soil. All right? So you're looking at Horus representing life, fertility. You're looking at Set representing the desert and death. The desert and death. All right? The desert. So far, out of all the people we talked about, Sal, who is the desert associated with? The Arab.
The Arabs, right.
That's right. And the red is associated with Europeans. So we're getting ready to see something. This is one of the oldest names of white folks. Desretu. Desretu. And that's where the word desert comes from. And that means red devil. Setu. This is the people of Set. That means red devils.
The Quran say take not the desert Arabs as your friends.
Because they're Europeans. They're devils. And those are translations in English. That pure classical Arabic is going to be a lot closer to this because Arabic and Hebrew come from the Middle Netter. So, when you see the red devils here, the Tamahu, Tem, the root word, it means hematite. This comes from dark red to yellow, which is the same complexion as white folks comes in. Red to yellow. That's that blonde, that white, that light yellow. We called ourselves Remnarot, men above mankind. Men above mankind. Mankind was the European station in life. The devil. The Nahasi, also a title for Europeans. These are all the lovely names that originally Europeans were called. Nahasi, this means barbarians and savages. The Namu, they called this the Khazars and Arabs. The Arabs and the Khazars, the wanderers. All right, these are the earliest names for them. So how is it that people that study Egypt, that study Egyptology, that study Kemet, how did they miss this? How did you miss this? How did you then, if you don't study that, if you study the Bible, how did you miss this? Because it's right here, Genesis 25 and 26 in the story of Jacob and Esau. They tell you Esau came out way different than anything they had ever seen before. He was red and hairy all over. He was red and hairy all over. That's Europeans. That's cavemen. That's primates. That's apes. That's monkeys. In fact, let me show you something real quick.
Human, and this is from a Neanderthal. Look closely and you can see that this one has a slightly longer brain case. Most scientists believe that these are two separate species and there wasn't much interaction between the two. But now we know there was interbreeding and that all non-Africans living today are part Neanderthal. The researchers extracted DNA from Neanderthal fossils and compared today are part Neanderthal too. But now we know there was interbreeding and that all non-Africans living today are part Neanderthal too. But now we know there was interbreeding and that all non-Africans living today are part Neanderthal too. But now we know there was interbreeding and that all non-Africans living today are part Neanderthal.
Neanderthals, our closest relatives. Scientists have been trying to solve their mystery for decades. Why did they become extinct? And could there be something of the Neanderthal in us? The Max Planck Institute for Evolutionary Anthropology in Leipzig, Germany. For the first time ever, researchers have presented the gene sequence of an extinct prehistoric human. The geneticist Svante Pääbo.
Now, wait, let me add this to it real quick. I want y'all to make a mental note that this is all happening inside the Max Planck Institute. Max Planck. Put that in your mind in case we get to the slide. I got something on that. Everything feels.
Directors of the Institute has been working on decoding the Neanderthal genome since 1997. Finally, he and his team have achieved their goal, and their findings have caused a worldwide sensation. The Neanderthal has actually left traces in the genome of modern humans of between 2 and 4%.
The fascinating thing is that we're a mosaic. Our genome is a kind of mosaic. When I go across a chromosome, I'm in one part more closely related to you than to another person. Then, as we go further, I'm perhaps more closely related to some other person than to you. And then, more related to someone in Africa than to you, and now and again, more closely related to a Neanderthal than to you. So what these results actually show is that this large mosaic, this great big puzzle, contains parts which are from the Neanderthal.
The greatest difficulty for the scientists: avoid.
The important thing to understand on that piece is, because it's about 8 minutes and we short on time, but the important thing to understand on that piece was, there's a mosaic, and every single ancestor of yours leaves a trace, period. The trace never disappears, ever. So when you go through Africans, if there is no trace of Neanderthals, that means that we have never, ever mixed with those people. And if you go through all other people and there is a trace of Neanderthal, that means that the reason why that trace of Neanderthal is so diluted now is because they've had hundreds and thousands, and in some cases hundreds of thousands of years of mixing with us to water that Neanderthal DNA down. But I thought this was cool. I wanted to show this right here. Si, you got to check this out, because cats be arguing with me about the theory of evolution. So I want to show, this is a FAU student. This is a real college class. This is what happens to black children, black young adults, when they get an overload of white supremacy taught to them on a day-to-day basis. Watch this. I might have to play this a few times. Look at this.
Motherfucker! You are fucking sick.
Now, here's what happened. And this is why I had to show this little clip. I had a debate, big, about the theory of evolution. Do black people actually come from monkeys or not? I was explaining where that ideology came from, and this video fell into my lap, so now I can show you how it works. The entire theory of evolution is simply this. As God is creating, he's getting better and better. And because Europeans are his latest creation, Europeans are better than everything that came before them. Also, the sidebar to that is that God is also phasing out all the other corrections because now he has a better one. So right here where she loses her mind is because the teacher is teaching evolution, and that evolution is naturally taking black people off the planet. Okay? So she lost her mind in the class because, I mean, I would lose my mind in the class too.
So the professor was telling her what?
That God and the planet and the world is naturally killing off black people. And that's just a byproduct of evolution. And until he wants to understand science, he needs to live with that.
That's what he was teaching?
Correct. That's what evolution teaches everywhere. Anyone who's teaching evolution is teaching that. Anyone. And now my thing is how could black folks that call themselves conscious teachers teach that? That the planet and the God and nature is naturally getting rid of black folks to make room for white folks. All we got to do is sit a black person and a white person outside in the sun to see how that works. Grand opening, grand closing. Or made him, yes, from a college student, right? So, some of these things we need to see, all right? Also, Genesis 25:26, getting back to the Bible, Jacob and Esau. Esau's the red guy, hairy guy, all right? Esau is your ape, he's your primate, he's your European, all right? He's your red devil, all right? What were him and Jacob beefing about? Birthright. Okay, all this is right there. Genesis chapter 25. This is the first chapter of the Bible. Everything is there. Everything is there. It even goes as far as to say Rebekah loved Jacob, but Isaac loved Esau because Esau ate meat. Esau was a flesh eater. I mean, it's all right there for you. It's all right there for you. All right. Now, real quick, battling my baby, Antonia. You are always with me, baby. Antonia came home one day and she told me, and my mind was never the same. She changed my mind for the rest of my life. She said, Dad, you know that they put bat doo-doo inside the potato chips. I said, no, they don't, baby. You crazy. You're going too far. And she showed me guanylite. She showed me guanylite, and from there I start looking everywhere, and I seen that white folks are in love with doodoo and put it in all your food. All right, guanylite. That's right. So you can look in the back of potato chips. You can go in the grocery store right now and start pulling up Lay's, Doritos, Fritos, and half them bags gonna have bat shit in there. Guano. Tomatoes. Acceptable levels of mold contamination go as low as 15%, and canned tomatoes as high as 45% for ketchup. So it is okay for your ketchup to be 40% mold. All right? Before they sell it to you. The FDA also allows up to 30 fly eggs per every 100 grams of tomato sauce. Up to 2 maggots per every 100 grams of tomato juice. So when you eat that spaghetti, when you eat that pasta, when you get that canned ragu, do know that there are fly eggs inside it. So why was it important for us to cover everything? So you see how everything's going. Now you know what flies do. Now you know who flies are, who flies work for. That's why the FDA allows them in your food. That's why the FDA allows the eggs to be in your food. So now you can be the carrier for the flies. You can carry the viruses. Okay? Now we go to raisins. The FDA won't mandate action against them, these companies that produce raisins, unless 10 or more whole or equivalent flies or 35 of its eggs are found. Here's the fly shit about raisins. Here's the fly shit about raisins, Si.
Don't tell me no raisins fucked up, man.
Oh, raisins are super fucked up. Raisins ain't fucked up. Raisins are super fucked up. Look. Man. Check the science now. Look how slick this devil is. White folks are slick. That's why the white man ain't never been nothing but a devil. Never. Ain't never been nothing but a devil. Look. It's 35 eggs of flies per 8 ounces of raisins, right? That's why they always give you the little tiny boxes. That's why they always give you the little tiny boxes, because there are so many fly eggs in the raisins. The raisins are so dirty. There are so many flies dropping eggs in the goddamn raisins. They can't even get them past the FDA that says it's okay if 35 eggs are in a box of 8-ounce raisins. There's so many more eggs that they have to break it down and put it in smaller boxes to put it on the market. That's why you got all them tiny ass boxes of raisins. When people was like, yo, why are you selling me a box of raisins that's just 15 raisins in there? That's not for your children. That's so you can they can sell this shit with all these fly eggs in there, and they can incubate inside your body and create new strains of viruses. New strains of viruses are being created in you. That's one thing about viruses that we don't know. Viruses are much more easily mutated inside of live human hosts or live animals than they are in the laboratory. So they're putting these things in you so that you can create the new strains of viruses. All right? Macaroni.
Oh, man.
The FDA, and with macaroni, this is every pasta. Wait, look. This is every pasta, not just macaroni. Every single pasta. The FDA must find an average of 225 insects per 225 grams in 6 subsamples, or an average of 4.5 rodent hairs per 225 grams in 6 subsamples for them to take action.
Now, see, look, listen, man. Come on, man. Now, people are going to say, this dude is getting fucking ridiculous with this crazy shit.
It's not me getting ridiculous. It's white folks.
I've never seen a rodent hair inside of no pasta, man.
The rodent hairs are way, way smaller than you're going to catch with the naked eye. And to keep it 100, I'm going to keep it a super 100. I don't know nobody that checks. I ain't never did it myself until I got with this information, nor have I seen anybody from the time I was a little boy watching my moms make spaghetti and pasta, seeing anybody do anything with their pasta but open that damn box up and right into the pot. So nobody don't even know. I see them put the pot, put the water. Now the water they do different. Some people put a little salt in it. Some people put a little butter. Some people drop a little drop of oil. But they open that box right up and spill that joint in. So you don't know, because you might have cooked it into the food and you eating it in the food because you don't know what's in there. Most of us don't rinse the pasta. We guzzle that joint right down. E. coli, aspartame.
Yo, I think we need to change the topic of this right here.
Nah, look, because this is white folks have an obsession with shit. White folks have an obsession with shit. We have to know that. That's why they put aspartame in all the food. This is E. coli shit. E. coli shit. So they tell you they're going to replace the sugar and put aspartame in it. They should say, I'm going to put E. coli shit. I'm going to put shit from a bacteria as replaced for your sugar. Shit. Shit. This is shit on a plate.
We should change this to do you eat shit for lunch?
Coprophagia. All right? This is the consumption of feces. White folks are obsessed with this. You see? It slows down when we get into heterospecifics. Allocoprophagy or autocoprophagy. Those once deposited are taken directly from the anus. Okay? Only white folks is obsessed with this. This is all linked together. This is all linked together because they putting this shit in our food so that we transform into them. They putting these laws in place so that we think it's okay. Oh, it's just a few droppings in the food. It's a few pieces of shit in the food. No. Scatological studies. You know what scatological studies are? These are studies on shit. Because when white folks lived in caves, they used shit as the doorway to keep them warm. They used shit as a blanket to sleep in at night. Shit protected them. So they are in love with shit. They had sex in shit. Their bed was made out of feces. So they laid down with their women and conceived their children in shit.
When people hear you say this, they think you crazy.
That's fine. Listen, that's fine. All they got to do is look it up. Look. All you got to do is look Scatologic Rights of All Nations, 1891. That's why I got the books there. So they can't think I'm crazy. I'm giving them the references. A comprehensive study of scatology was documented by John Gregory Bork, a European, talking about Europeans, under the title Scatological Rights of All Nations, 1891, an abbreviated version of the work with a foreword by Sigmund Freud, Europeans' most famous shitaholic, was published as the Portable Scatologue in 1994. So you can still get this information. Nobody has to put this on the minister. This is information you can get. You can get this. You can get this. In sexual fetishism, scatology refers to when a person is sexually aroused by fecal matter, whether in the use of feces in various sexual acts, watching someone defecate, or simply seeing shit. Entire subcultures in sexuality are devoted to this fetish right here. And what is this? This is a person who was taken to the whole next level. Because the person who killed this person, this European, killed them, shitted on them, and ate a large portion of their body. Killed them, shitted on them, and then ate the body after it was covered in shit. Okay? And look at this. European woman riding a piece of shit. This is their culture. Who is this? This is devils.
That looks like a penis, though.
A penis shaped like shit. I mean, it's a shit shaped like a penis because in sexual fetishism, scatology refers to when a person is sexually aroused by fecal matter. So what else would make a white woman more aroused than to see a big log of shit shaped like a penis? They love that. They love it.
Nah, that's not no shit, man. Come on, Inky. I ain't going for that.
They love it.
That's chocolate, man.
They love it. What do you think they so up close and up personal with these dogs for?
Back to the baby, man. That's not no. Come on, Inky. See, you playing games.
Okay, now.
Chocolate, man.
Is it? Is it?
How you know it's shit?
It's shit because they have not only do they have sites dedicated to this, This is what we dealing with. They got sites, they got whole YouTube joints where they dedicate to having sex with animals and shitting and child porn and all kind of shit. This is what they into. This is why they protect the dogs so much. The dogs is into it. And then what they do when they see their dog do this. They know their dogs do this because everybody know dogs do this. What they do right afterwards. They lick the dog right in the tongue, right in the mouth. Why? Because they like the shit too. So to them, it's not disgusting. They love it. So we got to go through the science. We got to go through the history and all that and slow walk our way up. And then we got to get to where we at right here. We got to see it. You got to see the dog licking the shit and then go lick the white person in the mouth, the white woman in the mouth. You know, go lick the white woman's vagina right afterwards because she want the shit there too. They like it, right? They think this is funny. They think it's funny. This is a joke. Ah, look, I got a piece of shit in my mouth. Oh my God, it's crazy. Look, it's a practical joke. I have shit in my mouth. Who does that? Who does that? Who thinks this is funny? Come on. Look at this. Now look at this. What is this? Come on, Si. Come on, because you just was telling me that other joints couldn't be. What is this?
Yeah, this nigga got on gloves and everything.
What is that? That is a condom with shit in it and shit in his mouth and it's on his nose.
So why do you think they doing that? You think they think it's some type of minerals in it?
No,
like,
no. They are obsessed with shit. They're obsessed with shit. They're obsessed with it. Exactly, because that is their nature. That's where they come from. That's why I started off early and I told you, only yeast and rhesus monkeys have an ammonia transport system. And so do Europeans. So that means they come from that line, yeast and rhesus monkeys, because those are the only two organisms besides them that have an ammonia transport system. Now, just like I showed earlier, how it was in the Bible not to eat blood, not to eat the life of the flesh, I'm going to show you right here how it's in the Coffin text. Coffin text 184, right? Coffin text 184 says plain not to eat feces. Not to eat feces in the realm of the dead. Not to eat feces in the realm of the dead. Now, see, we got to have a little science to get this. Because if we read Coffin text 184 and we're not spooked out, we might begin to think, oh, you know what? This is mythological. You know why? Because they're telling you not to walk upside down either. And why do you have to know that? Because nobody can walk upside down. You got to know science. See? You got to know science. When they say not to walk upside down, first of all, you got to look before that. Not to eat feces in the realm of the dead, right? That's why we started off with zombies, so that you don't think the realm of the dead is in the grave, all right? That's brain dead. That's mentally dead. That's consciously dead, all right? So this is what it means to be in the realm of the dead, not to walk upside down, all right? Not to walk upside down. Everybody that has even a good memory to go back to their middle school, you will remember your science teacher telling you that every single image that your body picks up, your eyes pick up, your brain conveniently interrupting the lecture, everyone. Okay? Right. So this is what happens at the House of Consciousness. All kinds of niggas come through looking very threadalicious. You might have to hold $5 or something. Now I'm gonna need you to go ahead. Actually, you know what? We're gonna have to get you to pay $3.50 for this portion of the lecture. Oh man. All right, so your brain has to flip every picture you see right side up. So this means that the Egyptians had an incredible grip on sciences that we're just beginning to understand, because our European specialists didn't find this out till about 20, 30 years ago. That your eyes actually see everything upside down and the brain has to flip it right side up. The brain has to flip it right side up. So that's what this is talking about. Not to walk upside down out here. Don't live like these niggas. That's right. Do not live like them. That's right. To have power over water and air. Power over water and air is power over electricity. All right? Because water and air are both rarefied forms of plasma.
They have a movement called the Eating Booty Movement that's popularized by
The
Trick
Eating
Daddy.
Booty Movement.
Yeah, it's a movement now to eat the girls'
Booty.
So, not to eat feces in the realm of the dead. No, but that's a spin-off of brothers that are inserting their phallus into the anus.
To anus, right.
And justifying it. You know what I'm saying? So, just to add on to what the God is saying, just to add on to what the God is saying, I don't want to embark, but
Yes, you do. Come on. Impose.
no. I'm just adding on that, they got the Eat Booty movement going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Popularized by Trick Daddy, Kevin Gates, and all of them. So it's basically about eating ass. But when you're eating ass, you're eating feces as well. You know what I mean? The homosexual movement is, centered around, people trying to justify a Greco-Roman lifestyle of putting your phallus into an orifice that excretes feces, right? And saying that that's love.
That's right.
And saying that you shouldn't be concerned with what we do in our bedroom. But as you and many other people teach, health is what?
Wealth.
So if you engage in anything that is outside of that, you are poor. So those lifestyles are poor lifestyles that we're talking about. Health is wealth. And inserting your phallus into feces is not healthy. It's very poor.
Correct. Because those bacteria can swim right up that phallus.
That has a hole in it.
Right.
So we're talking about going against natural design.
Just to get a little bit more graphic so you can see.
Yes.
So you got the hole here, you got a passage full of feces, and when you shove that joint in there, you're shoving the feces into the penis.
All right. Yeah.
Right. The home team said move forward. All right. So
I ain't eating no feces right now. This is a muffin.
no comments, huh? You know it's a little 2-3 drops in there. Now, feces. We have to go back to our ancestors' language, the way they spoke, the way they wrote. All right. There was no one word in the entire Medu Neter that only had one definition. In fact, vowels were invented by Europeans to translate and try to understand our languages. We didn't need them. It was intuitive. We looked at the words around it, body language, demeanor, and we got what you were saying. But no one word only had one meaning. So when you look at feces, that's waste, that's rotten dead flesh, which would account for your meat, bacteria, yeast, which accounts for all of your bread, and fungus, which accounts for your mushroom, etc., etc., etc. All right? Fungus, mushrooms, okay? There are no mushrooms that escape. They all grow off of methane. All right? Even the little guys out there talking about the black mushrooms. I'm from Haiti. I know about the John mushroom, okay? It grows on methane gas. That means that rotten flesh or rotten decayed plants have to produce methane gas in order for that to grow, okay? It's called chemogenesis. Now, let's go into our institutionalized savage. Let's go into this white man. Let's go into his psyche. Let's go into his mind. All right? Each gene has a characteristic that could be turned off or on by diet. What we got? Oh, it's 9 o'clock? So we wrapping up. How much time? Oh, Jesus. Okay. All right. So let me see. Because I gave the people that already. So let me see what I got to get. What I got to hit before I go. Let me see. What I got to hit. All right. Ooh. Ah, man. All right, I got to give this to the people in the House of Consciousness. The Ogdode. Let's go right to the Ogdode, all right? The Ogdode. This is serious biology right here. This is serious biology right here, and we're skipping around, but this is why the devil wants you. So we talked about the God body earlier. I described to you the God body as a vacuum tube. I explained to you how it works, the components, the cathode, right? Oh, all right, so the Ogdode. Serious biology.
Summary it up. Let the people know again what day is this and why you're doing this and why it's coming up.
October 7th, Elijah Muhammad. They got that. Let me get this info out. So the Ogdode, right? You got to understand mnemonic device. Your ancestors used stories as mnemonic devices. So when you talk about the Ogdode, they tell you that the Ogdode are the gods in control of all creation, of all life. Okay? All creation of all life. So you got to keep that in your mind. And the Ogdode are the 4 sets of original twins created by the original god Atum, the hidden one. So the hidden one, or the self-created Keper, created the 4 sets of twins, right? So now, I'm going to skip through some of this. Oh, my goodness. All right, sorry, we're just going to have to go a little bit over. When your ancestors called themselves black, keep this in mind. Keep that in mind. The Ogdode, keep that there. We're going to go back. When your ancestors called themselves black, were they referring to a color? No. Black is a process. They were telling you that you are not only capable of the process, but a part of the process. This is what you got to understand. Black represented a process. It still represents a process to this day, not a color. If you look up black, they will tell you black is not a color. Black is a process that has to do with electromagnetic coupling. Okay? So if we go to the Sudan, right? The Arabic, Bilad al-Sudan, literally means the country of blacks. All right? That's right, Sud. All right? In physics, the fine structure constant, commonly denoted A, is a fundamental physical constant naming the coupling constant characterizing the strength of electromagnetic interaction. That is the what happens when different aspects of the electromagnetic spectrum come in contact with one another. All right? Being a dimensionless quantity, it has constant numerical value in all systems of units. All right? This is a number that they use, 1 over 137. Oddly enough, this number is incorporated into Egyptian architecture for this specific reason. All right? This measures electromagnetic coupling. All right? This is how your universe works. This is what blackness is really about. Okay? The Fourier transform. All right? This is the mechanism they use to calculate the coupling. All right? Now, let's go back to the Ogdode because it's important. All right? The Ogdode came out of that original blackness. All right? And now that 8 and 1 pattern is embedded all throughout your biology so that you know who you are and where you come from. All right? So when you look here, for every 1 cone, you're going to have 8 rods. All right? For every 1 cone, you're going to have 8 rods. This is important because they left the blueprint all throughout your biology so that you would know. All right? And your eye is the most electromagnetically sensitive organ you have. Because the eye does what? The eye does electromagnetic coupling. That's how you get pictures and images. So why is that important to go right to the eye to show you that biology? Because you have to know how you work. You have to know why Europeans have blue eyes. Their eyes are empty. All right? This is a picture under the microscope so you can see 1 cone for every 8 rods. This is important. In your hand, your carpus. This is why people have carpal tunnel syndrome, because of the 8 bones that make up your hand. All right? The 8 and 1. Every year you lose 8 pounds of dead skin. This is simple. After 8 weeks, your body is ready to differentiate. This is all throughout your biology. Your hair, 8 cortexes make up 1 strand, one cuticle of hair. Even in the Bible, on the boat with Noah, how many animals were there? I don't know, Minister Inky. Well, and how many animals was that? Tons. How many people was on that motherfucker though?
Was it
8. 8 people was on that joint. And what did those 8 people do? Repopulate the whole planet. So they keep this motif in every mnemonic device. That is 8 in control of all creation. That's your Ogdode. Correct. But we're going to go specific. Okay. We might have to come back to that. We're going to go specific. Huh? I got you. Hold on. Now, this guy right here, remember earlier we talked about the mosquito not being a mosquito, it's actually a fly. Right. What is this? That's a fly. Okay. Is that a wasp? Okay,
that's a mosquito and fly together.
Okay. All right.
Transformers.
Okay. Okay. So I got roach, I got fly, I got mosquito fly. Okay.
A beetle.
This is a beetle. This is a beetle. And what is this?
That's dung.
Shit. So you see how I have a theme throughout my whole, it's always, okay, so now, when we go through the Egyptian catalog of information, the beetle plays a very big role, but the one big mistake, none of these Egyptologists, Cometians, none of them have pointed out, is that they're not talking about one beetle, it's 2. There are 2 beetles in the Egyptian pantheon of, or an Egyptian catalog of history and science. There's the living beetle and the transformative beetle. Mm-hmm. This is the transformative beetle, rolling the Dunbar. This is the living beetle. This is a firefly. And a firefly, see how they play games with you? They made a mosquito, not a fly, and they made a beetle into a fly. So we'd be confused. This is the living beetle. This is a beetle. You could pull up your smartphone right now and pull up Firefly, and that should blow your mind. Like, this is not a fly, this is a beetle. This is not a fly, it's a beetle. And what's important about this? This beetle can light up. This beetle lights up.
You mean a firefly from the summer?
Correct. That is a beetle, brother. That is a beetle. Yes. Yes. Yeah. 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 Lightning bug. Hello. That's a beetle. That is a beetle. That is a beetle. Pull your phone out right now. See, the science shit crazy. Pull your phone out.
That's who they were talking about?
Correct. Correct. The lightning bug. Oh, I'm getting ready to show you how it works. I'm getting ready to go in. You got to see this. Because this is how they keep your identity from you. This is the God body we got to get back to. Our science is right here.
Now, what am I putting in here?
Yes, we knew it. We was gravitating crazy.
Yeah, and then remember.
What it say?
They erased it.
Yo, put it in there. Put it in there. What you trying to get? What you should type in?
Oh, you just type in, type in Firefly Wikipedia. And it's gonna say, or lightning bug. It's going to say it's a beetle.
Oh, man.
It's going to say it's a beetle.
That's powerful right there.
And here's a reason behind it, though. There's a reason behind it. Because they're messing with your metabolism. Now, I have a debate. People keep saying these are baboons because white folks told them these are baboons. I don't think these are baboons. I think these are rhesus monkeys.
They are winged beetles.
Winged beetles. Grand opening, grand closing.
Yep.
That is a winged beetle.
You know what you can do is you can type it up too on here to let the people see it.
It's all right. Them suckers better do some studying on their own. The winged beetle. What you just said? What you just said, Red?
Winged beetle.
Bang! Bang! I mean, bang! Did I go back in time and etch that in the wall myself?
Nah. So guys,
now let's go.
The lightning bug that we see.
Now,
winged beetle.
Now let's go into the science of what they hiding from you.
I ain't never heard nobody bring that up.
Look.
That's some new shit.
Now let's go deeper to what they hiding from you. This is how your body is able to light up and radiate. So earlier when we went through the electrons, the photons, and all this and that, now we're here at the metabolic pathways to produce light in the body. It's called Lux genes. L-U-X genes. Lux genes. Right? So you know what they were studying at where? The Temple of Luxor. Light. How to get light up out of these bodies. We're light beings. That's what the melanin is for. We're not even using it. All right? So the protein is called luciferin. All right? Lux genes. We have these genes. We have Lux genes. Ours are turned off. Okay, we have to learn how to turn them back on. White folks have our shit turned off. We gotta learn how to turn them on. All right? Lux genes produce luciferin when turned on. Luciferin is the name of the protein. Luciferase is the name of the enzyme that activates this protein in the presence of oxygen to produce light. To produce light. This is what our ancestors was trying to teach us. All right? But now, here's the antagonist to your Lux genes actually being turned on. Glucose and iron, which has been pushed into the tissues by nitrogen. So we on a diet heavy in glucose and nitrogen, these genes here will always be dormant and sleep and never come on. This is what nitrogen does to iron. Pushes it into the tissues.
Who gave you this shit? How you found out the wing beetle, boy? That's deep right there. I
Sir,
heard that.
sir, you think I'm traveling around the country doing what? Telling niggas not to eat pork?
Damn.
Come on, baby. I do this, baby.
So that shows, family, that Inky is always in the laboratory.
Now,
he's doing his research.
Wait, and to go further, because everybody tell you the problem, here's the catalyst. Lactose and cortisol are the catalyst for Lux genes to turn on. Lactose and cortisol, not milk. It's actually galactose, is the actual sugar that we need instead of glucose. Black people thrive on galactose. In fact, I might have the slide in here that shows the different blood types require different combinations of sugar, because you have 8 essential sugars, just like you got 8 essential amino acids that your body's supposed to get every day. But we don't. Our diet is mostly glucose. And that's shutting down the pathways for Lux genes and for us to reach our full potential. Black mission figs, black dates, loaded with the galactose. You wavy. Cortisol, all we got to do is fast. Cortisol is the magical thing when you start fasting that comes and does all the work. It's cortisol that burns all the fat, does everything, because cortisol is mostly 100% copper produced in the liver. Correct.
So wearing copper and being exposed to
Wearing copper is going to help you from some other stuff. But to get it where you need to get it, you got to get the cortisol, because the other stuff produced in the liver with the copper to make the cortisol is what makes the magic happen in the blood plasma.
And what about liquid copper? I mean, you know how they have
it's good for yes, yeah, yes, hell yeah, you need to get your copper in. But now hold on, Si, hold on. We're inside with the enclosure. So wait, your CAMCRP proteins, which activate the Lux genes, will be which will turn on in a low glucose environment. All right, these are your stress triggers. So anytime you're in the gym working out, you start to trigger this. Your glucose goes through the floor. You start to produce cortisol, and you start to move in this direction. Only thing is, white folks told us that we need to leave there and go get some sugar in our body immediately. We need iron, but they don't couple the iron with the right thing. So what happens is all the iron we take, that's why we're so anemic, is being pushed into the tissues by nitrogen. Because our body can't even use it. So it's just sitting in the circulatory system. All right? So now, wait. Here's the thing about the milk thing that a lot of us don't know. Our bodies are not lactose intolerant because of the sugar. This is very important. Our bodies are lactose intolerant because we are not synonymous with animals like white people are. Your body has a natural safety mechanism. When a baby is born, their digestive system is not complete. So, in order to deal with that, milk does not go through your digestive system. Milk goes straight into your bloodstream. So what makes us lactose intolerant is the fully constructed proteins from cow DNA that our body is like, yo, what the fuck is that doing in here? That causes the reaction. It's the foreign proteins the foreign programming that our body's trying to shake, not the sugar, because we get the same sugars from other fruits and vegetables that we eat all the time with no problem. So it's actually the proteins from the milk and not the sugar that's causing the problem. Because when you break down lactose, you have glucose and galactose, and both of them your body uses with no problem. So it has nothing to do with the sugar. It's the protein. All right? And this goes into the different amino acids, different sugars. Type O and type A blood antigens are made from two monomers, galactose, and type B antigens are made from glucose. All right? So this means that depending on your blood type, you do have a certain affinity for different types of sugar. Now, going back to that thing I wanted to just touch earlier, I guess we could close on this.
You know Justin Bieber was rapping about killing niggas? And I want to be a Klansman if I kill a nigga.
Wait. So I'm going to leave it on this. I'm going to close it on this. Look, it's impossible for there to be any confusion on whether we descended from apes, monkeys, or are even mixed with white folks. Because there's something called SNPs, single nucleotide polymorphisms. All right? This cannot be debated. All right? These are patterns in the DNA that exist that remain forever. This is why I put the scientists on earlier, and the scientists were saying how it's a mosaic, and you have traces of every person that you ever were mixed with ever, and they never go away. Single nucleotide polymorphisms. So now what does this mean? This means if you have the same single nucleotide polymorphisms, we can track you and see where we split. So like say for instance, they look at me in red and they say, oh man, about 200 years ago, about 1800, y'all got the same polymorphism. Oh shit, we related. Then in 1900, you got another one. Then there's no more. His line and my line split at 1900. Very simple. Now, if you look at me in red and you don't see any similar SNPs, that means we come from two completely different species. Period. Because there are no genetic markers that link us. Now, let's go to all these guys with this European, African, we come from monkeys evolution theory. The finding that the Europeoid haplogroups did not descend from African haplogroups A or B is supported by the fact that the bearers of the Europeoid, as well as all non-African groups, do not carry M91, P97, M31, P82, M23, M114, P262, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. It's tons of them from the original two classes of black people. See, that's where the problem comes in and it gets real crazy. Because there's so many different groups of black folks, there are black folks that you can trace Europeans to. Them Indians. Them Indians ain't pure stock. That's why they have the most mutations with 6 fingers and 3 legs and all that. That ain't pure stock. That's where the foolishness went down, right there. So yeah, it's some. I wanted to get into the horizontal genes for transfer a little bit, but it's all right. So we'll do part 2.
Remember where you left off at. You shouldn't take it away.
Okay.
When can you do part 2? I know you're traveling right now.
Yeah, I'm about to say probably next month.
Okay. Just remember where you left off at.
Yeah.
But
so
you'll have this up there. You'll see it all the time.
Correct.
Okay,
And we'll get to go into
that was a powerful joint right there, man. I enjoyed that. I usually doze off and start nodding and shit.
Yeah, see, look. Respirdal. My team in Philly was like, yo, you got to talk about this because no other cities is where we at with Respirdal. In Philly, they got a class action lawsuit, so they can't give this to children no more. But in all the other cities throughout the country, they still giving this to children. Now, why they got the class action lawsuit in Philly? Because it started making the boys turn into girls.
Now, you know what? Right now, they still got a commercial coming on right now. Talking about, is your boy taking this? You can sue them. They got that on commercial.
Now look.
Right.
Now look, wait. But here is what's in there. We talked about it earlier. Fluorine.
Right.
And fluorine is what's doing it. And it doesn't affect Europeans the same way it affects us because they have an ammonia transporter system. Like I was saying, that's only natural to yeast and rhesus monkeys. Some people say, oh, well, what's that rhesus monkey blood and why you always? Well, because Europeans have traits that's only natural to rhesus monkeys. And then I can go even further and show you, hey, well, let's take a look and see. You want to get specific? I can show you the chromosome where the mutation happened right here. Number 2. You look right here. This is the original chimpanzees and this is Europeans. It still has the marks where the fusion took place. It still has the marks where the fusion took place. Now, they don't know what instruments are sensitive enough to fuse a broken chromosome or 2 pieces of chromosomes into one chromosome.